Boom! Welcome back, everybody. Another Tuesday night chat with the Muskrat, and tonight we are joined by Charlie over at River Chronicles.
Yes.
What's going on, buddy?
Not much, guys. How are you? I'm super excited to be here. I'm stoked up. Thank you for the opportunity. This is awesome, man. You guys are a great team, boy. I tell you what, I just love tuning in and watching. I don't always get to watch it live all the time because I'm extremely busy, but I go back and check them out. And thank you for everything that you guys do. I totally appreciate it.
Hey, man. Look right here. We appreciate that, man.
Yeah, that means a lot. It makes stopping everything you're doing every Tuesday night and being here.
That's right.
It makes it worth it. When you get some good feedback. But well, we can't do it, and we wouldn't do it probably without our viewers, the folks that tune in every week, week in and week out, right over here in chat. Yeah, tuned in tonight. So we're going to pause for say some hellos to everybody. But I see Sampy in the house. Let's see. I don't know when Sampy got there. It says 8:56 p.m. That was like yesterday.
You want to be sure he was first.
He was a day early.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome.
Got Buckeye Catfishing. What's going on, buddy? Stonefly 71. Josh Piram. Let's see. Fishing in Mid-South. Kelly Bullock's in the house. 922 Crappie Barbecue. Channel member Kevin Walters. Monster Cat Catfishing. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. He helped us out last week with a giveaway. Gave away some life jackets as we talked about safety.
Yes.
Curtis Cunningham, what's up, buddy? Mike Greenwell, dude.
Mike, what's up, Mike?
Catfish Weekly beat us to it. We were saying we need to get Mike on the show.
Yeah, I know, right?
I turned on the Catfish Weekly last night as Mike was on. I was like, well,
yep,
that's out. But no, man, Mike has been. And I said it I think last week or the week before about Mike's footprint on the social platforms and stuff like that. Yeah. Mike is putting in a ton of work. Yes. A lot of time on the water.
Yes, he is.
The editing and the everything that he's been doing behind the scenes is building up, and then seeing him land a couple big fish like this, just kind of finally gives him the credit he already deserves. You know what I mean? He's a great angler, but so hats off to you, brother. Proud of you. John Boy's in the house. What's going on? Fishing with Jeff Beal says, what's the difference between Cajun and Creole food? Hit me up.
Ooh.
Let me know.
It's pretty much the same thing. It's extremely close. It's part of the same family. That's the short answer.
There you go. You might know that guy there, El Gato Azul TV.
El Gato Azul and Action Jackson.
Jackson, that's right. We got another channel member, Brian B, in the house saying, yo, what's up? What's up, Brian? Harold Bolton, another channel member as well. 205 Wild Action. Dave Garcher. Catfishing for real. Dale Hayslip. What's going on? I haven't seen Justin in a while. We got Justin's Fishing Fesh, another channel member supporting us over here. Thank you, brother.
The fishing maniac himself.
He is an animal. That is a fact. Jerry Parker's in the house. What's up, Jerry? Jerry, another first place prize on the Mad Cats weekly competition.
Yeah.
Buckeye said I was first. I was 8 hours early. So these guys are fighting over who made it here first.
That is awesome.
AB Catfishing's in the house. JG Hill, Bugman 22, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights in the house. That's that name's has been getting common here.
Seen that name a lot in a lot of chats. Good to see
Got
it.
Miss Becca Mudtramp tuning in. Wouldn't be the same without her. Thanks, Becca, for stopping in. Lance McCoo guys in the house. Woo. James Fox. They just got their certificate for they got their approval, their permit for the Bink Fox Benton County Cancer Research Benefit Tournament that they do.
Nice.
And so that was cool. So we're gonna get that thing built up. Oh yeah, Kevin. Did we see the pieball black and white catfish John Ritter caught on Wheeler Lake? I did. That thing was sweet. If I got a second, I'll try to pull it up and share it with everybody. But I don't know, pieball fish are just cool all around.
Yeah.
Let's see who else we got. Mama's in the house. Mom's tuned in. Thanks for stopping in, Mama. Skull Rush is in the house. Greg Burgess, Steve Ransom. I'm trying to hurry and get through these guys. So I'm excited for tonight's show, to be completely honest with you.
Same here, guys. Same here.
There you go. Freddie, FOA Customs and Gear, stopping in for a minute and then back to boards and stuff. This guy is working harder than a circus midget. I'm telling you.
I love that reference.
War Pig, what's up, buddy? In the house. Size matter, catfishing, cool cats. Man, I'm trying to keep up. I don't know if you have to hop ahead of me or not. Stan 3's in the house. David Smith. Oh, there he is. Dad's in the house.
There's Dad.
There's Dad. I can officially get started now. Oh, my brother's here. Cold and rainy, but I'm baiting up now. He's out fishing in the rain.
That's cool.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there.
That's cool. Ed Jenkins in the house. And then so far, last but not least, my buddy Big Wrench Catfishing. What's up, Brian?
There you go. All right, we got somebody from Facebook, so thanks for tuning in over on Facebook land. If you grant the permissions from StreamYard to use your information over here, we can see who you are. We love you either way. But with all that said and done, what do you say we get down to business here and we introduce our guest? There's Danny Stone. He's made it in. Dad's in the house. Kenny before. We got both the dads in the house. We better behave.
I know. Well, not a chance on that. That ain't happening.
Not happening?
That ain't happening.
Nope. I just realized it looked awfully dark over here and I didn't have my light on.
Well.
Shine some light on the subject.
There we go. There we go.
All
now
right,
we can see that pretty face.
Pretty, but
whoa.
Get that.
That's
too much
not how
Robert.
that was supposed to go.
There we go.
Well, you don't really get to pick that beforehand. You just have to go with it and then fix it.
Yeah, you do.
I'm really dark. I need lots of light.
Need lots of light. All right. Well, first of all, Charlie, hey, thanks for taking the time to hang out with
Absolutely.
us over here. We first saw you, or most of us saw you originally on this channel in the Veterans Day tournament. You fished with Chris Gamble, with El Gato Azul. You guys went out and had a good time. And I just got to be honest with you, your energy was just very infectious.
Yes.
And so we went over and we checked out your YouTube channel and your TikTok information. And I've just been tickled to death with watching your content. The pure joy that you get out of fishing, I think, is something that we all need reminded and see more of, because what I could see from the outside looking in is, buddy, it don't care. You don't seem to care if it's a 2-pounder or a 200-pound fish. You are excited and you're just having fun. And that's really what should be driving all of us, is just get out there and have fun and have a good time. So if you don't mind, for those of us that don't know you well, kind of introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, what your family look like, and we can kind of go from there.
You got it, most definitely. So my name is Charlie Villareal Salinas Gonzalez de la Rosa de la Cruz Sanchez Herrera. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
That's why I didn't even throw your last name out there. I'm like, I am not murdering his name.
I tell you, I was going to put a scroll out and read all these names off. No,
that was good.
See, that was good. I got Miss Crow over there. Look at him. So first of all, I just want to say thank you guys, and thank you for everyone watching. I'm really, obviously, you can tell I'm really super stoked. I'm really excited to be here with you guys just because you're so, I'd say, just really genuine. It's just about, just a disclaimer. Everyone fishes differently. They do different things. And, that's a whole different show, I'm sure. But I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am 25 years old, as you can tell, a really young guy, born here in Dallas.
This is a family show. We don't fib and stuff.
I was born in Dallas, Texas, born and raised Texas boy. I had a pretty rough upbringing, I guess you could say. My mother passed away pretty young. I've never met my father, never seen the guy in a picture or anything like that. But what happened after my mother passed away, I kind of jumped around, like moving in with an aunt and a grandma, stuff like that. But I just felt that I never really fit in. So, I had dropped out of school right after that, and I was just mad at the world, mad at God, mad at my friends because they had parents, mad at everything, just mad at everything. So I said, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I decided to join the Army. And I joined the Army, and I was kind of hard-headed during that transition time when my mother passed away and I joined the military. But I'll tell you what, they took it out of me pretty quickly. They humble you, they put you in your place, and they break you down, bring you back up. So I served just under 10 years. Hindsight is 2020. I should have stayed 15 to get a retirement, but I did right under 10 years, and I went to the Kosovo War in 1999. A lot of people kind of tend to forget about that war.
I remember that.
Yep, it was pretty intense conflict back then. So, I was married during that time. It just didn't work out. I was overseas. I spent 7 years in Germany, and I had 2 daughters and 1 son. And, now they're old. Josh is older. He's 30-something. My daughter is like 29, about to be 30. My other one's 25. And I became a first-time grandpa about a year ago, Miss Lily. And then I also have 3 other grandchildren. My youngest daughter and her husband had 3 children before. So they're all my grandkids. I have 4. A grandpa at 25 years old, that's a lot. But,
stick it to it.
Yeah. So I was probably one of the first ones in my family. I'm not too sure about this to earn a college degree. I actually have two of them, 2 college degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, they've really not done too much for me, to be honest with you, except where I'm at now. I do work at a beautiful, beautiful, just awesome company named Peterbilt Motors. We make the Peterbilt semi-trucks.
Oh, that is cool.
Yes, it is. It is a great place.
Cool.
We build an awesome semi-truck, and it's like a little apartment you can like live in. It's super awesome. So I've been there for just under 6 years. That's a little bit about me and my daughters. And, I'm trying not to get emotional, but, it's just the relationships that you build throughout your life from the beginning to like the end. And then people, so us, we're human beings, right? I always talk about, or I'll post and I say, just be you, be yourself. It doesn't matter. You can't please everybody. Don't worry about the things that you can't control, right? If someone's talking about you, who cares? It's none of your business, right? So you develop all these relationships, whether good or bad, and you're going to learn from all of them. Mm-hmm. And I believe that that's kind of where I'm at now. It's like a book, that you have, and you kind of flip through, and you're learning about yourself and about others as well, and about the world, the universe. And I think that's where fishing comes in for me. I don't know an exact age where I remember fishing. I just kind of say 5 years old because I just remember doing it for as long as I can. And, I think that's an amazing thing. Everyone has their own journey. I talk about the journey a lot. It's about the journey. For me, it's not about the end outcome necessarily, but it's about that journey. And, for me to be here at my age now, growing up where I did in Southeast Dallas there's a city called Pleasant Grove, which trust me, guys, it's not too pleasant. Going up there in the 90s, it was rough. And then I didn't have any parents, so it was either it's predominantly Hispanic and minorities, right? And it's like, it's either one day I'm going to do something crazy and be in jail or prison or something like that, or I'm going to be in a morgue in a casket somewhere. And I didn't want neither one of those, and that's what kind of prompted me to join the military. And that definitely changed my life and kind of, I guess, my trajectory. It changed that, and and it's been rough since then. I had some ups and downs, which I'm sure we'll discuss here in a little bit. But that's a little bit about me, Charlie Villareal, or Villareal in Spanish, here from Dallas, Texas.
Real quick, Becca, I'm getting the YouTube link in the chat here.
Yeah, we're good.
So thank you for dropping that. I'm not sure why it's not showing it to you, but we are getting it in there. So as we go along, guys, we do have Charlie's information links in the description for his YouTube and his TikTok pages. If you guys are interested, and I believe you guys will love Charlie as much as I have by the time we get halfway through this show. So
appreciate it, guys.
But thank you, Becca, for dropping the link. They are coming through.
Yeah, thank you so much, Becca. Appreciate it.
Danny Stone says, I went over to subscribe to River Chronicles only to find out I'm already subbed.
That is awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your love and support. Trust me, it does not go unnoticed. Trust me.
All right. So fishing is a little bit different for you than some people. What's up, Pontoon Jody?
What's up, Jody?
Pontoon Jody, what's up? Charlie here.
There's a name I hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
Tattoo My Shoes. Charlie's a great guy. One of the few people I've let on my boat and outfished him. Wow.
Yep. I don't know Tattoo My Shoes. His name is Ernie Moreno. Okay. He makes these awesome. I've probably seen him on my videos. I've showed him a few times. He made some customized or personalized River Chronicles boots.
Ooh.
And like Converse shoes. They're sweet. So if I get a chance, and they're very affordable.
Really?
Yes, Tattoo My Shoes. If you want in a little bit or after, I can show you what the shoes look like. They're freaking amazing. And he'll do whatever you need. He can draw stuff on there. And he's just an all-around awesome guy. I went fishing with him actually earlier in the spring with my grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that his pole would bend down, he'd call one of my grandkids. Here you go.
That's what
that is amazing.
That's
Mr. Ronnie Moreno. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about, fishing for you. What drives you to go out there and get on the water? And, you're fishing, at least most of what I see, out of your boat is all solo fishing action, mostly solo. And so, what is it that makes Charlie get up in the morning and decide I'm going fishing today and I'm going to go out here and see what I can get done?
Exactly. Well, recently I'm a big believer we grew up not having a boat, right? We grew up under the poverty line, all that stuff in Pleasant Grove. We used to fish a lot of Highway 80 in Forney, Texas, which is you get into the East Fork Trinity River that comes out of Lake Ray Hubbard. So we're always bank fishing. Yeah. So when I first got my Pelican Bass Raider, I have two boats. They're smaller boats. I was like, you know what? If I get this boat, it's a great deal, but I cannot have it sitting in a garage somewhere and stored somewhere. I have to not just get my money's worth, but I have to go whether I catch something or not.
Yes.
And then, I got tons of fishing videos on the Pelican Bass Raider. And then one day I saw a great deal for a 2004 Sea Art 15-footer. Okay. And that's the one that y'all see recently. And when we first picked it up, trust me, it did not look like that. It needed lots of work. I kind of missed out about 2-3 months of fishing because I kept the boat at a friend's shop in Valley View, Texas, which is about 45 minutes from where I live. So I'd get off work, go do that. Then the same thing, I said, you know what? I got a boat. It's a beautiful boat. Once it was done, I said, I have to use it. I can't let it sit. I love bank fishing. It took me some use to getting on a boat and kind of learning that kind of it because it was always bank fishing. And, when the boat was done, I think 2 weeks later, I had a gentleman that offered me $5,000 for that boat, which I paid $1,100 for the boat and the trailer. So I was like, wait a minute. I was tempted. I'm like, I could pay some stuff off, right? So then I said, you know what? If someone's willing to offer me that, then, there's something special about this boat. So I need to probably just hang on for a while.
Okay.
And that's what I did. And solo fishing, as we discussed, I'm not necessarily a solo fisherman, but just schedules with people and just where they live and stuff like that has been a lot of solo fishing when you see the videos. Now, here's the thing. I believe in the word kindness and nice. You can fake being nice. You can't fake being kind. So there's a lot of stuff under the scenes that I don't talk about or post about or make videos about. There's tons of people I hang out with that don't want a video made. We'll take pictures of them and stuff like that, but I prefer not to be in the video for whatever reason. And I said, okay. And then, or they'll be like, hey, where did you do this? Where did you catch this fish? Or where did you go? So I interact with them and stuff. So I'm a big believer in, I guess, kind of like marketing, because you're the director and VP of marketing of yourself, right? Whether it's, you see my videos, I'm not selling anything. I'm not really promoting anything. But I am, because the stuff that other people don't see, people ask me on the side. Like, they see my orange boat in the black. The reason it's orange is because it's my oldest daughter's favorite color. Okay. And then Whisker Seeker rods just happen to look beautiful because they're both black and orange. So it looks beautiful on there.
I
And
happen
I
to
get
be a
so
big fan
many.
of orange and black myself.
And so a lot of people are like, "Hey, what kind of rods are those?" And da 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 da. And then they'll ask about the videos. They ask about, you're fishing by yourself. Now I wish more people would go, but it always happens. Yeah, we're gonna go, and then something happens, and you'll get that late night message. Oh, I'm unable to go. I can't make it this, or then they're available, then I'm not. I mean, the last 2 weekends I've actually gone to the boat ramp here in Louisville, Texas, and I saw Ernie Moreno not too much. We just failed to communicate, and we could have gone together versus each one in our boats. And that's the thing. It's there are times that you need to fish alone, probably. There's some times that you want kind of hang out with a group of friends, group of people. I think that's awesome as well. Now look, there's someone solo Texan adventure. So this is we're talking about kind of solo fishing.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
I was looking at your video where you made the boat. I was trying to find a picture somewhere I could show the folks what you're talking about here with your boat and all. But
I think that might be on TikTok. The actual boat. It's pretty nice. Or I could look it up here as well.
That's one of my fishing buddies says it's the same thing with me and him. It's hard for us to get together and have days off at the same time for us to go fishing. It's tough.
there you go.
Yeah.
It's a 15-foot CR. And you guys see I have 6 Worcester Seekers,
Okay.
4 planer boards, and then just 2 dragging off the side.
I like it.
And like that, if someone did come, I love filming. Fishing and filmmaking are my 2 obsessions. Fishing being the first, but when you have someone there, like usually when someone goes with me, I'm not even fishing. I'm just trying to get everything that I can, try to make this awesome, entertaining.
Your videography is really good. Your video quality, your storytelling, it's all there. It's so easy to watch your videos. So in my opinion, you're doing a great job, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words.
Got one question from chat from Justin. He says, wants to know what's your favorite fish to catch?
My favorite fish to catch is going to be the one that I was not expecting to catch. But when it comes to species, my number one favorite, I'm known as a huge gar fisherman as well, alligator gar, but it's catfish. It is catfish.
I love me some alligator gar.
I love alligator gar.
Love them.
I caught my first gar when I was 9 years old.
Oh,
and that fight, it's intense. But then it's too fast, and then boom, But it's catfish. There's something about it. You can do it all year round. Doesn't matter about the temperature. Yeah, you might suffer. It might be really hot or really cold.
Yeah.
But there's something about it. And then if you're trying to target specific fish as well, where you try to get some eaters, some channel catch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit different techniques and methods. And when you're trying to catch something in the wintertime or fall, a little deeper and stuff like that. So it's always it's intriguing to me, but it's catfish all the way around. I love catfish. I got it on my hat right here. You can see it.
Got my dad's attention now. We're talking about alligator gar.
Yep, alligator gar. There's tons of them here in North Texas on the Trinity River.
Yeah.
There's some big boys over here.
I'm gonna take Jeremy up on that offer to come down and catch one with him eventually. I want to catch one.
And they're pretty tasty too.
Yo,
that's what he says.
My favorite fish to eat, hands down, alligator gar.
Alligator gar. And here in North Texas, you're allowed to keep 1 per day per person, 4 feet or smaller. And that's usually what we do. Obviously, the smaller, the less time they've been actually in the Trinity River and stuff like that. So, and of course, the bigger the fish, especially gar, if they're over 5 feet, they're probably like 30, 40 human years old. So you don't want to mess with it. And I remember back in the day when I was growing up, 9, 10, 13, people were just catching them, and they were just dispatching them just because they didn't like how it looked, and hey, no one was fishing for them. My uncle was the only one fishing for them everywhere we go and stuff. And then all of a sudden, I come back from the Army, and it's like, boom, this huge social media, YouTube, gar fishing stuff, and it's like, whoa, what's happening? Which 2000, I'm not sure the exact year when Texas Parks and Wildlife decided to do those those limits between I-30 in Dallas, Texas, and I-10 in Houston. So that's where those limits of the 1 gar per person per day, the 4 feet. So just to allow them to reproduce.
Let those big ones keep.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's a very old fish. You know,
yes.
Let's say a maximum size alligator gar is way older than a maximum size blue cat or flathead. You know, it's an ancient fish.
Most of these young fishermen out there are probably catching a fish that's older than them.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
That's the thing. A lot of folks, when they pull them out of the river, you know, I mean, the amount of time it took for them to get that size is crazy. That's like around here, we're hit hard with commercial fishing, you know, taking these fish to pay lakes and selling them and killing them basically. They're not growing at the rate you're killing them. So at some point, you just got to do the math and realize that this is not sustainable.
Exactly. That's 100% accurate.
Uh-oh. That's busting out the recipes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't tried gar balls, but I heard that they're freaking good.
That is my favorite way to eat them right there is gar balls. And we make like a thick gravy with onions and stuff. Serve that over rice.
Well, all right. I'm out of here, guys.
Yeah.
On my way to you.
That's a whole different show right there. In fact,
I'm telling you,
we need to do that live one day. I need to cook that live one day coming up soon.
Definitely.
More pigs in the house. Actually, Tim, welcome in, but feeling okay. To be honest with you, I've got something going on that's a headache and head pressure and stuff going on. You guys know, some of you know anyway, about the issues I've had with my ear and all that. So I'm actually due to go in and I got to see a specialist on Monday and get some scans done, make sure everything's still good to go. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, I've been feeling a little rough here last week or so, but I'm making it. Warpig wants to know what your favorite bait is to catch these catfish.
My favorite bait, it's going to be the all-time favorite is shad.
Yep.
That's it.
My man.
Shad gets it done. I mean, I use carp and buffalo as well, but for catfish, it's always been shad. And yeah, you always hear, you know, big baits, big fish. If you use small baits, you're going to catch either small fish or big fish. I've seen a little 12-inch channel cat try to eat a bait that large.
Yeah.
And vice versa. I've seen a 20-pounder eat a little 2-3-inch shad.
Oh, yeah.
But shad is, I mean, it's everywhere over here. And the thing is that when we go out and catch bait, a lot of people aren't aware that the Texas law, when it comes to catching shad, is whatever you catch and you take, you're supposed to keep. You can't dump it out or throw it in the trash or anything. You're supposed to keep it, take it home and freeze it. Yes. So for those who aren't aware of that, you're supposed to keep it until you use it. So I caught a 28-pound in the net, catfish in the net. So he was probably 26, 27 pounds. And I caught it on some drum actually that I had in my freezer for like almost 3 months. And I used on a fire trip and caught some fish. So, you know, fresh bait, frozen bait, I don't know, you know. Yeah. I always try to take both, but it's better than no bait at all.
Yeah.
But it is shad. Shad is awesome. And then we took a trip here not too long ago with my cousin and Sergio Posadas, the catfish king here in Dallas, Texas. Jesse Campbell and Chris Gamble were with us, and I took them to this little kind of hidden spot that you can't get to unless you have a small boat or a kayak. Pretty much it. And I got a video on the side of these shad. I was like, good Lord. I still have 2 in my freezer from that day.
I love big shad.
I'm waiting for that temperature to drop a little bit so I can go feed some fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this time of year they work great for us too.
Mm-hmm.
I would say they're not native to your waters, but you may have been able to get a hold of some skipjack. And have you ever used skipjack before?
I have used skipjack. I actually used to order it from Ayers and Sons in Oklahoma. It's a little like, I don't know if you have heard of them, but I guess one of their locations shut down or something. But I used it at Lake Ray Roberts for like a whole summer. We're right around the spawn. We were riding during that time and afterwards. You know, I caught some, but it wasn't and like it got really mushy really quick because it was frozen before and they call it falling off. And then, you know, Ray Roberts, that little spillway area, it's got a little forceful current there. And I have used it. I've never used it in a lake, though. I kind of wish I would have. Who knows? I might try it.
Oh boy, I saw that.
I
Well,
knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
well, that's a
Favorite
longer
boat snacks.
that's a longer
So-
answer than this one here. So we'll ask this one first. What's your PBs on? I know you catch blues and channels. Do you guys have? Well, you guys have flatheads too, don't you?
Yeah, we have flatheads too. So I'll see if
So
I can remember 'em. I really don't keep up with them, but yeah, I probably saw that video of the 38 pounder I got because someone
Yeah.
challenged me sort of, hey, you should make try to beat your personal best before the year ends challenge. And so I did that first video. I'm behind 2 videos. Yeah, see, I got to tune in to see what happens.
There you go.
But and I talk about my PBs on there. So for a blue, it's only 41 pounds.
Okay.
Got a 39 and a 41 within 10 minutes of each other. I look
Nice.
right at it. For a channel cat, I think it was like 8 or 9 pounds.
Okay.
A flathead, it was 22 pounds.
Okay. Nice.
What else? A crappie, I think it's been like 3 pounds. Bass was like 16, 17 pounds back in the day. Carp on rod and reel, I would say probably about 14, 15 pounds. And
Yeah.
buffalo, been probably about the same, 14 or 15. Yeah, I've never caught carp and buffalo on like light tackle. Oh my God, you guys are missing out. It is freaking awesome. They put up one hell of a fight.
Your buddy over there, Tattoo My Shoes, wants to know what your biggest gar was.
My biggest gar was actually I got a cool story about that. So my biggest gar personally that I've ever caught in downtown Dallas. I mean, we're fishing here and you can see the skyline like right there. And 6 feet 10 inches.
Woo!
1 inch taller than LeBron James.
Ooh.
No, that's actually small compared with some of these other guys I've caught.
Wow.
But like I said, I
Sounds
go out
pretty
there.
daggone big to me.
Yes,
That's
6 feet
longer
10
than me.
inches.
Jeez.
And the funny thing about that is that I caught that fish, I don't know, 3 years ago. So I'm 40 years in, and I finally catch this huge fish. But like I said, I never really like target. I just go try to catch fish.
Wow.
So, I have my youngest daughter who likes fishing. Her husband really loves fishing. And they wanted to go. Want to go catch a gar. We're going to go catch a gar. And I got a cool video on my channel called Beast. I changed the thumbnail to Beast. So I take her on their first ever gar trip and him. First ever. Nothing happened. We get there like at 7 in the morning. Nothing happens. And I take my grill. We're barbecuing fajitas and all that good stuff. And she's kind of bored. They would leave in the bass raider and go catch some sand bass and we'd come back. And then finally we're starting to eat. And you see one of some gar, boom, and they're gone, like a tuna or something. There's some gar that's just very gentle. You kind of think it's a turtle. And they just started slowly, slowly, slowly. Her first ever trip catches a gar 6'7". Her first ever trip. And I'm like, I waited 40 years to catch a 6'10".
Yeah,
And the same thing happened with my son-in-law. He caught a 6'4" on his first ever trip. But if you never caught a huge alligator gar on rod and reel, like I said, there's different methods to do it. Some people like some methods more than others, the treble hook, the smaller hook, that's the individual preference thing. But if you ever get the opportunity, go.
Rod and reel is the way I want to go.
That's our next goal is because the way we catch them is with noodles. We'll noodle for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that's my next goal is to get a big one on rod and reel. I'm bound and determined.
Yes.
There we go.
It's fun. And then you hear about bait and like a lot of stuff that happens in fishing is just myths that's my opinion, disclaimer, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, you got to have carp. Like in Texas, huge carp is the guard candy. And what's weird, most of these people are telling you that the carp is the guard candy, aren't aware that carp isn't native to Texas. It was brought here in the early 1900s by Chinese settlers. And they're unaware that now they're part of the environment. But back then, there was no carp. So it's like, what were the gar eating then? The gar been around forever. Right? So here's the thing. So I did a video one day, like my uncle used to say, and I took chicken legs straight from Walmart. Chicken legs. It was hard to get on to have them stay on there, and I was using some nylon and stuff. And you'll see some videos where I catch some gar with chicken legs. We got some drone footage of it and everything.
Yeah.
And gars can eat anything. They don't care if it's frozen or fresh. And probably the more that it's kind of reeks, it probably could be better off.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're a huge predator. So I would imagine just like a catfish, they would want fresh, bloody food. You know what I mean? In my opinion. Jerry says he wants to catch a giant gator gar in the kayak.
Ooh.
No.
That would be awesome. I would love to film someone do that. I'm a little
I
too
like how you
old.
said that. Film someone else doing it.
And
yeah,
that's like I'm just too old to be on a kayak like that. You know, I've tumbled a few times, and I use a bait boat now when I fish from the bank. Instead of getting on a kayak, I got the bait boat right here, right next to me, and I use it to take baits out, which is legal in Texas. You can go take it out, run your bait, drop it, bring your boat back. As long as you're not fishing from it, you can do that. And then the range of 500 meters. That would have.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah, I actually have two of them. Here's one of them.
Oh,
This is the one with the GPS. And check it out. Once you get out there, it goes up to 500 meters. So once you're out there, you hit the button, boom, it throws your bait out. And
No kidding.
Yeah, it has a little notch on
with
here.
a dump bed. Check it out.
Yeah. It has a little notch. Probably can't see it where you put your line in here. That creates the tension for you to run your line. So this is just a safer method for me since I'm, what was it I said, 25 years old? So I can be on a kayak out there. It just, you know, sometimes it gets pretty choppy out there, especially on Lake Lavon. And I'm like, no, and what's the difference? I had one lady one day come up to me and she's like, well, you're cheating. You're doing this. You're using a bait boat. That's not right. And then I'm like, well, the guy you're with is on a kayak going out there. Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah.
The only thing, I'm not putting my body at risk, I guess you could say. But
Heck, some kayaks are about the size of that bait boat.
Exactly.
Same thing.
Yeah, I see Chris say, what did he say? Sure did.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, we had fun.
I'm with Harold. I'm too old, I'm too fat, and I'm too scared. I ain't doing that.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
The bait boats. The bait boats have been a blessing for me when I'm fishing off the bank. I haven't gone in a while, but I probably need to go here pretty soon.
That little bait boat's pretty sweet.
I know that.
Yeah,
It gets the wheels turning, don't it?
Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking, man, there's times when I can't cast as far as I want to get up there by the dam.
There you go.
I can run that thing over there and just dump it.
And that's the thing. Like I have a spinning reels. Obviously, they can cast a little farther. But most of my reels are like Abu Garcia's bait casters. So, you know, that can only go so far.
Right.
But I have two bait boats. This one with the GPS. So, like, just say your battery's dying or something, it'll just stop what it's doing. It'll come right back and you can set the home point. Now, the other one's a little scarier because it does not have that. But I like it because it's a one-handed remote control. So you can control it with one finger and bring it back. Never had it die out on me. I think it's one time, but it was kind of close. But I take like a little battery box thing where I can charge them.
Yeah, Daddy says you're going to have to explain the difference between your noodling, because I knew what you meant, but for most people, noodling's sticking your hands in their mouth and dragging them out, and you're not doing that with these gator gar, I'm guaranteeing you.
You ain't noodling nothing around here because we have like alligators and loggerhead turtles, and no, you don't want to stick your hand anywhere in Louisiana and expect to get your hand back. No, not happening.
There you go. Justin says put a fish finder on it. Just drive it around out there. Look, you got these guys' brains going crazy. Jerry Parker says that'd be killer for positioning live baits for flatheads and log jams.
See,
so
there's people on Amazon right now trying to find bait boats. I promise you that. And somebody's gonna pop a link in here pretty soon to one. Watch.
And the other thing is, like, I tend to kind of do season fishing. I catfish pretty much all year round, but then there's certain times that I want to go carp fishing.
Yeah.
And the bait boat, I'll put some corn on there, some the pellets, the little cattle pellets. What do they call them? Tip of my tongue. Yeah, the cubes, the range cubes.
Yeah.
And I'll send some boilies out there, and boom, boom. And then I set my rods to a certain length. I have like a little bomber thingy that I shoot out there, and I measure it. I tie it up and I measure how long. So I try when I cast, I try to get it in the same area. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I learned all that stuff from this awesome duo in United Kingdom. They used to be called Fishing with Carl and Alex, two brothers. Now it's just Fishing with Carl. And
I've
Alex
heard
has. If y'all never seen a YouTube video, I mean a YouTube channel, these guys have been doing it since they were 10 years old. They're only in their 20s, mid-20s. The quality. That's what I'm trying to emulate when I make a video. That it's a story. He has 3 channels now, Fishing with Carl, and the way they respect the fish and just the stories they tell. And these are young kids, and it's just amazing. You got to check them out. They're really, really, really cool.
I definitely.
See, told you. I told you somebody would find one and put the link up. See,
Yep.
told you. We know our crowd. We do. We know our crowd.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
the bait boats.
Carl.
What's that?
Fishing with Carl.
Yeah.
Yes, Fishing with Carl. He's that's all they do. He fishes like 24/7. He's not a guide. He's nothing. He's just an entertainer that likes making movies, and it's just awesome. Now he created another one, More Fish with Carl, and that's more of a blog type style where he shows kind of behind the scenes and who he is, and he talks about feelings and emotions. And you got to remember, this is a kid in his 20s. I reached out to him hundreds of times and never replied, but one day he's gonna come catch a gar. I'm gonna go there catch one of those huge mirror carps out there.
There you go. Look, people saying there's a ton of them on Amazon. So you
Mm-hmm.
you came on the show just in time before Christmas. You guys still got time to update your Christmas list.
Yeah.
There you go.
If you've been a good girl or boy all year, you just might find something like that under your tree.
I hadn't. I'm getting a lump of coal. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not getting nothing either.
I ain't getting nothing.
Well, Charlie, we talked briefly before the show about, how fishing is just a little bit different for you internally. And I was going to say if you wanted to share some of that with everybody.
Yeah, most definitely. So like before we went live, we were us 3 guys were kind of talking about a little bit. I mean, I was really excited. Like even the guys, I even offered to buy them some pizza and it's sent over to them. So yeah, like I love telling a story. Everyone has their own story, right? Everyone's unique. Everyone's different. People fish for different reasons. Like here's my River Chronicles card that I give out to people. Obviously, that's just the River Chronicles. But in the back, cool. I got a little saying on the back. Hopefully I can see that. It says, "Fishing is not an escape from life, but often a deeper immersion into it."
There you go.
Right?
I really like that.
That is awesome.
So I'm gonna tell you my story. Not a lot of people, my sisters, hopefully they're watching. I have 2 half sisters. We have the same mom, different dads.
Okay.
So when our mom passed away, I was 13, 14, and we're all 5 years apart, right? So my youngest daughter was really, really, really small. So when that happened, like I had never seen my dad, never met the guy. I don't know if he's still alive or dead to this day. And their father wasn't the nicest guy to me, period, right? I wasn't his biological son. He was really rough around the edges, and not just with me. I was more towards me, but also with his own daughters and stuff. Very violent individual, extremely violent. And the stuff that had happened that he put me through, I am so thankful for, believe it or not, because I learned of what not to do. I learned how eventually how not to lose your cool, not to get baited into things. I learned not to be violent. All right. Hey, Marines, Devil Dogs, U.S. Army, my brother. I don't know if you can see my tattoo. Sorry, someone said. So I mean, this scar I got from here, he wasn't my legal stepdad, but he gave it to me with a belt buckle. And then I got a few here and there, right? So, at that time I was jumping to aunt. I had moved in with an aunt, then with an uncle, and then I'm like with my grandma. I'm like, what am I doing? I grew up in Pleasant Grove, just a suburb here of Dallas, which isn't too pleasant. In the 90s, gangs were very prevalent. It's mostly Hispanic and Black community in Pleasant Grove back in the day. It was rough. It was really rough. So, I decided to join. Oh, and during this time, once my mom died, like 2 weeks later after my mom died, there was a physical altercation between their dad and me. But now I'm a lot bigger. I'm a lot stronger. And this time I didn't back down. And I won. But that was it for him. You get your stuff, get out, call my uncle, they came pick me up. And then from then on, me and my sister just kind of, and there was times that I tried to go and visit him, and he'd open the door with with the weapons and stuff, and like, oh, it's time to go. And then eventually we just kind of lost track, kind of moved on with our lives, and they dealt with some harsh stuff in their lives as well. So I decided to join the United States Army. I tried to join the Marines actually, but they didn't let me in because they said my IQ was too high or something, so they wouldn't take me. I'm just kidding, Marine. I'm just kidding. Love you guys. I'm just joking. I do that to my cousin all the time.
That was the joke of the night right there. That was it. I like it.
Zach stood up just in time for that one.
What?
So, no, I got tons of friends, coworkers that are Marines. My cousins are Marines. I was just talking to them yesterday, actually. So I joined the Army. I did 3 different MOSs. My last MOS was I was an instructor at the EOD school. EOD stands for Explosive Ordnance Disposal. So I was an instructor there. All right.
Wow.
So we taught the DEA, FBI, CIA, law enforcement agencies. We taught people from the UAE, from Britain, France, Mexico, all these other countries, right? And basically bomb squad. I think the success rate of a class of 100 would be like 40, right? It was a tough. So I was lucky enough to be an instructor there, and I loved being in front of people, just teaching and showing them stuff. Now, when you see my videos, I'm actually teaching people stuff, but I'm not doing it. I'm not telling you what to do. And it's different because now, and we'll talk more about Facebook hopefully in a little bit, so I don't get off track here. So, I went to the military, and I got married right before I went over there, and it didn't work out, all this stuff. And so what do I do? Do I get out of the military to go stay closer to my daughters? Because my youngest daughter was actually born in Germany. I was in Germany for 7 years. And so I'm going to kind of consolidate the 2 times that fishing saved my life.
Okay.
So finally, I ended up in Florida, Eglin Air Force Base. I was in the Army working for the Navy, because the Navy runs that school at an Air Force base, which is pretty cool. It was easy. I lived right by the bay. And that's probably why I'm not too much into the ocean, because I lived there, and, being from Texas, yada, yada. So something that I kept hidden during my time from when my mother passed away, and I was going to get out of the Army, was I'm Hispanic, right? I'm American 100,000 million %. I was born here, but I'm Hispanic. The heritage and the cultural, I'm a macho. You take that beating. You don't talk about it. You don't have freaking emotions. You don't cry. You suck it up and move on. You don't mention anything to anyone. So for years, I was going through that, not knowing what I was doing to people around me that loved me, whether it was friends or family. And emotionally, by me keeping that bottled up, it set me in a trajectory that I know that I have like PTSD and stuff from what I did and saw in the military. I just never went. To this day, I've never gone to the doctor. And I know, and people, my military friends, you need to go with disability and all this. And I said, no, I need to go to the water. I need to go to the water. So when I was mad at everybody and mad at God and mad at the whole world because I didn't have a mom or a dad, and my friends did and everyone else did, and you have an aunt and uncle that takes you in, but you're not the same. You're the nephew. You're not the son or the daughter. So I would go to the water. All right, I would go to the water. I'd go fishing in White Rock Lake. It was like this little dam area, and I would go and just fish. And it really wasn't even, I wasn't even trying to catch anything. It was weird, but something happened to me. Something happened to me, and something would happen to me, and something happened. And that's where I saved my life, and I realized if I don't get away from Pleasant Grove, I'm going to end up in a casket or in the judicial system somehow. Either someone did something to me or I did something to someone. And it was huge, right? And some of my family members tried to talk me out of it. And I'm like, no, half of my family, they did stuff they weren't supposed to do. And some of them been in prison, and some of them sold drugs, and so on and so on. So that was the first instance where I kind of realized, okay, it's okay to be by yourself for a little bit. Right? You're still gonna need relationships in your life. I said, but right now at this time, you need like I would say brotherhood, but I'm gonna say like a team or something to be part of, right? And the military was it. Because I'm meeting people from Seattle. I met a friend of mine, Venata, like he had never seen a minority in his life until he joined the military. And I'm like, what? How is that? Well, yeah, I've seen y'all like on TV, but I've never seen y'all like in person.
On TV.
So I thought that was interesting that, okay, how are people so sheltered and, in this beautiful land of ours, but, that's their story. That's what's amazing. So during that time I was married, stuff it just like she went to Germany, couldn't fit in, whatever, came back, and there was a lot of travel. And, I started feeling it again. What is this that I'm feeling? What is this that I'm feeling? And then something happened in 1999, early 1999. And for those of y'all my age, 25 years old, y'all might remember it. So there was a staff sergeant. I want to say his name was Duval or something like that. Maybe y'all can look it up as I'm talking. There was a staff sergeant that raped and murdered, I think it was 11 or 14-year-old little girl, and then he buried her in a ditch in the snow. Like he committed the act like in their basement and then took her out. Now he had a private with him, a guy, I think he was from Puerto Rico, right? So the private witnessed him do this, right? And then they leave, they come back. Of course, we don't know what's going on, but eventually the private went and told the supervisor what had happened, that he had murdered this person. They're like, what? So they go, find the body, arrest the dude and everything. And I remember the MPs coming to me where I was in like in a laundry area of the 67th Combat Support Hospital in Camp Bonsteel. And then bring the kid in, and he's young. I mean, how old was I back then? 99, 27 or something like that. I don't know. And this kid's like 19 or 20, and he was so we started communicating in Spanish. Like, they don't care. Why the police? I'm thinking he's in trouble, right? He did something to the MPs, and they're like, people in the MPs stayed outside. And he starts to tell me, he goes, I witnessed this guy murder this little girl. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I'm thinking he's kind of joking with me, and he goes, no, I'm being serious. And sure enough, once the news came out, I'm like, oh my God, can you imagine what this kid's going through? So thinking of that, because first of all, we're in a different country, and they're hating each other because they're Muslim, and then these guys are Christian. The Serbs and the oh my God, I can't remember the other guy. But anyways, they just dislike each other because of the religion, and I'm like, that's freaking weird how they can hate each other just because of something they believe in. And then we went on a convoy a few days later. I can't remember if it was before, but I really had to go to the bathroom like really, really bad. Right, and I was a driver for the commander, and so it's 2-lane roads, potholes. You can't veer off because of landmines and stuff like that. So finally, we ran into a sniper. He's shooting like from far away, and then we called in a salute report, which is a special report that you call in: size, activity, location, unit, and the area of stuff that you're at. And then all of a sudden, these Apache helicopters came. You can hear them shooting some rounds off in the distance and stuff like that, right? But I really got to go to the bathroom, right? So I go just a few feet off the road, which I really wasn't supposed to do. And, I start going to the bathroom. And then I hear it was a 3 Humvee convoy. And then I hear Sergeant Garcia, who's also from Puerto Rico. And he's just hollering. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's getting closer. And he's getting closer. And I'm like, are you talking like you yelling at me? And he grabbed me from my flak vest. And he yanks me back. And he, after a whole bunch of expletives directed my way, he looked, and we had the flashlights that have like little colored lenses, and he shined it down. I actually went to the bathroom. There was 3 landmines, and I actually went to the bathroom on one of those landmines. So a couple feet forward, and it was a anti-personnel mine, which probably just would have done lots of damage.
That would have been bad.
And so I had an epiphany. I said, that's it, guys. I'm done. I said, I'm here because these guys hate each other because they're Christian. These are Muslims. I'm like, I haven't been to church in years. I'm like, what am I doing here, right? And I said, that's it. I'm getting my college degree, and I'm getting out. So fast forward a few years, I'm back in Florida. I was supposed to be stationed in Huntsville, Alabama, but they didn't need me there, so I ended up going to Florida. So this is where it really gets emotional for me and really tough. Like I said, I've never really talked to too many people about what occurred to me in the next few years. But there was a point where I debated. I said, look, can I stay in 5 more years and I can get a retirement? But I miss my daughters are over here in Dallas, and I would drive from Florida. And finally, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna get out and just start anew. If I get out, I end up working for Blockbuster. Remember them? Blockbuster.
Yeah. Now you're showing your age. Now,
now
your 25-year-old just went out the window, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked at Blockbuster, and I was going to the University of Phoenix. And this is around almost the time where they had all those issues with finance stuff, University of Phoenix or whatever. So then I'm struggling because I went from making a kind of set income, and then I was paying like a child support at that time. That was, when you were in the military, it was fine, but once you got out, it changed. You get child support working at a minimum wage job. It was pretty rough. So, I was having trouble making ends meet, and then I just started hanging out with some people I shouldn't have been hanging out with and stuff like that. And, I've experienced with drugs, stuff just like a lot of people have. But the main problem with me, believe it or not just with me, and I think it's a huge thing, is alcohol, right? And alcohol it helped me forget things. Like I was never like a drunk, falling down drunk, but it was a coping mechanism. And for a while, like I forgot about what the real therapy that I needed, and it was the water, right? And it was being on water. And then, it just got really bad. I ended up losing my apartment. I tried to rekindle my relationship with my sisters at that time. Now I see them often, great times. But at that time, we were still trying to, figure things out. We're mad at some stuff at each other and stuff like that. I had moved in with one of my aunts, who passed away a few years ago. And there was just some stuff. I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything, but I sure would find money to buy alcohol. I'll tell you that, right?
Yeah.
And so Ernie said you worked at Blockbuster. So here's something that not a lot of people know. I lost everything. And I ended up living for 2 years at the Salvation Army shelter across from Parkland Hospital. Right, I think I still remember the address, 5050 Harry Hines Boulevard. And I lived in the regular shelter where you had to pay like $6 a night to stay there. And we did that for a week because my friend paid it for me. He's like my brother from another mother. Hopefully he's watching. And and after that, I applied for a military program that the Salvation Army had. And of course, they look at your stuff and you get accepted. And I ended up getting accepted. Then you can only stay there for a period of time, and then we kind of got back on track. And when it's time to go, it's time to go. But during that time, I had no interaction with family members, my sisters, and not even my daughters. And it was a tough time. And I'm just like, I didn't have a car. I took public transportation everywhere, and it's like, what do I do? What do I do? And then one day, we'd go to I drive by them every now and then by Dallas. That's where my daughter goes to church. And I see all these homeless people, and I'm like, I was there one day, like right there at the soup kitchen. There's a huge church that had a soup kitchen. And I'm like, I am so grateful. Like, I am so grateful for what I've been able to accomplish in my life and, what I was able to get away from. And, in Pontoon Building, yeah, it was rough. But here's the thing. There's other people out there that have had it even rougher. Yeah. And, don't get me wrong, I made some wrong decisions myself. There's no sad stories, only bad decisions. Right? And God knows I made plenty of those. And then slowly I was like, what are you doing? You got 2 beautiful babies. And then Josh was my stepson. I'm like, you got to do something. You got to do something. You got to do something. And then what happened? The water came a knocking. And then I went. And at that time, I think I had the good old Gatorade bottle with string. Fly it out there, and White Rock Lake just a little. It's like a golf course. It has a little creek and then like a little dam. And I started doing that, and then slowly but surely, I started progressing. And I had some friends, and they helped me out by giving me a place to stay and stuff like that. And eventually, fast forward, I won't get into too many of those details.
Right.
But here I am working at a Fortune 500 awesome company. It's Peterbilt Motors, but it's actually PACCAR is the mother.
Mm-hmm.
The mother, I make a good wage. God's been good. And the thing is like, how do I share with that? How do I share that with someone? And it's not always getting a material object to like give to someone for something and say, hey,
Right.
this. It's just sometimes just being there, allowing you to tell their stories. I think it's huge. If you see a lot of the video collabs that I'm in, you hardly see me in the video because I'm just so intrigued and I'm documenting them and telling their story about what's occurring out there. But yeah, there was a couple of times, guys, that I wouldn't be here with my beautiful 25-year-old face trying to entertain people. And that's where my social media and like my channel and all that stuff is a little bit different than everyone else. I take my time. Like I said, I'm behind two of those personal best videos. I'm behind the veterans video. I'm working on a project with Michael Thompson. Shout out Michael Thompson, Flathead Mike, Flathead Dottie, and Ryan Schaff. I'm working on a project with those three. So I'll probably be behind a little further.
Awesome.
And there was another project I was working on. Oh, the bait boat project as well. Someone asked me to do another informative video with that. And so I'm trying to get to a point, like me comfortable, I love telling a story, but there's a lot of people out there that want me to do more evergreen videos. And evergreen videos basically means making a video or content that can be searchable even years later, whether it's a how-to or cooking video, cooking alligator jaw or something like that. And that's something, I'm still kind of debating how do I go about it. That's something I really want to do, or do I want to continue working on this book, which is full of ideas, brainstorming and stuff that I do. I've been working on something called The Journey, one-on-one The Journey.
Yeah.
And I was almost going to start it, and something you just feel something's not right yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, right now is not the time. And I had some pretty cool people lined up. And then I was like, you know what, they're too famous. I need the regular mom and pop, Joe and Joanne. I said, that's what I'm looking for. I want to hear their story, and I'm sure a lot of other people would love to hear their story too.
Yeah.
And that kind of brings me to what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about fish, right? If I'm talking too much, please let me know.
Oh no, not at all. Heck no.
So, why do people fish? Some people want to catch a big fish. Some people just want to catch a fish. Some people need that real therapy, like Rick says, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people want to stay in tune with nature. Some people want to impact. There's tons of times that I go fishing, I'll see these young kids part of a bigger group, and they're just cleaning up the river or the lake. That is awesome, right? But some of us need that water. So, and I was telling you guys before the show started, when I go fishing, I plan a lot because I'm older. I got spreadsheets. If I'm on the boat, okay, I need the vest. Don't forget the bait. Don't forget this. If I'm on the bank, don't forget the rod holder. Don't forget this. So that's what I have, and that's what I use. I'm fishing at night. Don't forget the power bank. Forget the lights, that kind of stuff. The one thing I don't prepare or look forward to every time that I go fishing, except for the last few videos that I talk about catching my personal best, I have zero expectations of catching anything. Zero. Because when you have an expectation that you're going to catch a monster and you don't, you're going to beat yourself up emotionally. You might not admit it or see it. People around you might see it. You might take it out on them. And then you're pissed. So when I go out there and I have zero expectations, zero, and I catch a fish, I don't care if it's this big or this big.
Yep.
I'm like, this is so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Because I just caught this fish that's this big, has a mouth that big, and a piece of bait that big, and a hook that big, in this huge monster lake.
Yeah.
How freaking cool. It's like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so amazing to me. And when I do catch a big one, I'm just like, ooh, and this feels different. You get a little bit excited and stuff like that. But deep inside, I'm telling you, it's like, and when I do, it's just, yeah, you guys know the feeling. And it's,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
wow. And that's the difference about me. And here's the thing, I'll give a disclaimer. If you just love to catch a big, huge monster fish, that's all you target, that's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If you're like the other ones that just want to catch a fish, they don't care about the size. There's nothing wrong with that either.
Yep.
You want to just go and catch some fish all day, that is freaking sweet.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with how you do things because you are unique. You are you, and you're going to learn. I'm 50 years old, and I'm still learning stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you guys probably heard about this. So some gentleman saw my video about the 38-pounder that I did a short or something like that, and he commented on there, and he said, and I said, I was releasing it. It's okay, releasing this beautiful fish, and I'm like, thank you, fish, for letting me catch you. Da, da, da. And he puts a comment, and he goes, oh, no, we don't let those fish go over where I'm at. They're an invasive species. And I'm like, what? I had never heard that. And yes, they actually are an invasive species in Chesapeake Bay. Did y'all know that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not know that until just last week. And I'm like, what? I need to go fishing over there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it, where the James River dumps into the Chesapeake Bay and then out to the ocean. One of the reasons why James River is such a successful fishery is because
there you go. So, after that, I researched it and I was reading. I was like, oh, it really is. And I said, no wonder you see these guys catching these beautiful fish. They're left and right. And
that's where we wish our commercial fishermen would go, is go to these places that are wanting to get rid of them and say, hey, go get your fish there.
Yep.
There you go. And that's something I was never aware of. And that's, I had someone tell me once, oh, no, I learned. I'm the man. And I'm like, you never start learning. Oh, no. We always learn something new, believe it or not, whether it's about catfishing. And the reason why is because everyone's so different and so unique and do things differently. That's how you learn stuff.
Heck yeah, man. That's, we try to say that all the time here. That's one of the things that we love to do is share and different techniques, styles, ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's something that Jeremy thought of or I thought of, something. A lot of times it's not. It's things that got passed along, from we're very fortunate enough to where we have a lot of contacts in the catfish community that we can get information and share lots of things with everyone. And
exactly,
if you're not learning, you're just not listening. That's all there is to it.
Exactly.
And there's a difference between, like you said, the word sharing and teaching, kind of close. But when you tell someone, it's different. Like you'd be surprised how many people that I have a smaller boat, but man, I see these guys and these awesome boats. They're like, man, that's a beautiful boat you got there, nice setup, and I'm like, you want to trade?
Yeah.
But and then you'll see the guy that's fishing several feet down, and and you can see them like as you're talking to the person with the bigger boat, they're kind of doing this number, and you're like, it's almost like they feel intimidated, and more, if I have time, I'll go and talk to them. Hey, how's it going? You caught anything? Da, 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 da. And then they'll start asking about the boat. Can we check it out? Yeah, come over here. And they'll check it out and start asking questions. In Lake Louisville, you'd be surprised how many times I'm exhausted. I'm going home, and something happens at the boat ramp where I got to take someone and give them a ride just because they see the boat or something. Or with some gentlemen that you'll see in my next video, they were magnet fishing, and they were stuck right by the ramp. So I say, hop on in, took them on the boat, took them around, and saved their magnet, the huge magnet.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that we're trying to make fishing great again. Right?
There you go.
You need to make fishing great again, which means it's all. It doesn't matter how you fish. Yeah. That's how you want to do it. That's how you do it, and it's okay. It's like we shouldn't be trying to put someone down who does it a little different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I seen this comment on Facebook a while back, and it said brotherhood, not brands, because it's a lot of folks are like, well, you only use this kind of boat or use these kind of rods, or we're only friends with these people that do this. And like, no, we're all fishermen and fisherwomen. We're just all anglers that love to go out in the outdoors and chase catfish. And some of us chase big catfish and little catfish and channel cat. We're all doing the same thing. What we use and how we choose to do it, really irrelevant. It's about the brotherhood. It's about the camaraderie and sharing and all that stuff. It's not about what name brand you rock and who you like and who you don't like. That's stuff we did in school. You can't talk to so-and-so because I don't like them. You're my friend. We should be all past that.
I freaking love you guys. That it's like I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Here's the thing. It's okay if you have a brand and this is yours and da 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 and you love it and you're loyal. That is awesome. There's different ways of expressing it. You see my videos, it's orange everywhere. You know, I use Carolina Lake weights. I use drift sticks, right? They both have been awesome.
Yeah.
To me, right? Y'all see me take down rod holders. I use those take down rod holders. Oh my God. Game changing. Freaking. I bought 4, still have the same 4. And one day unfortunately, did have to dispatch a snake that got really close to me. And, you know, it was pretty intense, but you know it, and you'll see it, and you don't. If you look at my stuff, you won't really necessarily see me. Oh, this is da 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 da. But I'll make sure that I get it in the footage, or show something subtle or something about it. And then what happens that you don't see normally, some comments you might, but you'll see people reaching out and asking, oh yeah, this is that, that's this is that. What kind of rod is that? Okay, are you using this? You know, I look at tattoo my shoes. More fish have been caught on Zipco rods.
That's the truth.
That's true.
Right? And it's okay if you have a preference, that's fine. But I think that's a big problem with Facebook right now is that. So I've recently limited myself to an hour on Facebook, right, a day. It's normally in the mornings because it was getting, I won't say out of hand, but it was consuming too much of my time. I was failing at other stuff. There was times that I was late to go fishing because I was doing something on Facebook.
Oh boy!
And then on top of that, you add on top of that all the editing that you have to do for a video.
Yeah.
Ooh, if you guys have edited a video, it is intense.
It's a lot.
You're always learning, and then you add that on top of that. I mean, I'm single. If I was married, I probably wouldn't be married. That's why. So it takes up a lot of your time.
It does.
And
your videos are very well. You know,
Yeah.
You could tell that you've put some time into them. They're not.
It takes a lot of work.
And if you look on the description of the videos, that's where I list all the gear that I use. I got all the gear that I use here in case y'all wanted to talk about it. And because I really don't talk about it too much in the videos, but I'll put it in the description. It has it on there, where to go and get it and stuff like that. I mean, I'm an Amazon associate guy, and I'm a Shield associate guy. Y'all hear me talk about it and throwing it in your face? No, some people do. You know, it's what they feel they need to do. Some people don't. Right. But it's not about the gear. It's about how you use it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that fish does not care about a brand name.
That's it.
It does not care. It does not care what color your rods are. It doesn't care about any of that. All it cares is that it's got a hook in its mouth and it's trying to get away from you. That's about all it cares about.
They don't know.
It's all about that bait.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like with my boat, I'm at the mercy of God and nature. I don't have a graph. I have a total motor on the transom, you know, in case there's no wind, but I got to sit there and do this like all day long. But I just, which way is the wind coming out of the east? So I'll head east. I do use the Navionics on my phone just to see how deep it is and if there's any contours and stuff like that. And I just let the wind take me. And you know, it's up to God if you want me to catch something or not. And the thing is, I've left many a time. Yeah. I've left many a time with getting skunked. But to me, I'm not skunked. I just fulfilled something that I needed emotionally, physically, or mentally. And that's the key. But that's a disclaimer that I want to make sure everyone understands, guys. Just because someone's different doesn't mean they're bad or a bad person or they do things differently. If we embrace that, I think we'd go a long way and we would make fishing great again. Because now all you see is just people beating each other up and trying to do this and do that. And
we don't have to agree on everything. That's the thing. No. You don't have to agree on everything. But you just can't. You can't throw a fit if somebody doesn't see it your way. You know, I mean, that's back to childish stuff that we did a long time ago. Throwing a fit if somebody doesn't like your toy.
Yeah, I'm too old for that stuff. Like I said, and I'll get some comments, some pretty nasty ones here and there. Half the time, I'll just say like, "Thank you for your input" or "God bless you" or something.
Yeah.
But normally, I don't answer them unless I really don't do it. But because first of all, it's almost like you're giving in to them. They're like, this person
Yeah.
doesn't like it, then don't watch it.
You know, they don't deserve the time. You just,
No.
And that's something that I live by,
push it
is
up
that
and go on.
don't worry about the stuff that I can't control. Worry about the stuff that I
That's
can control. And if someone is talking about you or saying all this stuff, it's none of my business. Right?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
affecting me, it's affecting them. So I'm not going to worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
And, we're grown adults, and it's not an example that we should be showing others. And the same thing, like, I have some family members that I've invited fishing. That nope, I don't like fishing. I hate it. Okay, that's fine too. I don't understand it,
Yeah.
but it's fine. It's okay. I'm not going to sit there and just pound them to death.
Right.
About, like a friend of mine that I've known 16, 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
I knew him actually before he had a child. So his child is now, I think, about 14, 15. So, and I think a lot of people fall in this trap, and it's like, it's exciting. I'm a huge believer in getting your children or a child a tackle box, not an Xbox.
There you
Right?
go. I've used
Take
that
them to outdoors, explore. I go to the lake all the time, and I'll see people barbecuing, and they're all doing this.
Oh yeah.
Their face is planted. So I have a friend that used to always take his son fishing all the time. And then, he was a kid, keep him busy, get distracted here and there again. It got to a point that, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure of all the details. He goes, yeah, man, he just doesn't want me to go. He says that I was forcing him to do it and stuff like that. And that's a pretty hard, that's a pretty touchy subject, because it's like, we might think, oh yeah, they're enjoying this, but we don't really know. Yeah, do you like fishing? Yeah, I love fishing. But what's really going on? And that's more of being able to, like, I guess, understand or look for little signs that might be there. So my daughters are grown now; they're older, but having a child, like, I just think that would be not a good thing for that child to experience something like that.
Yeah.
Or for some, think about it. The old, okay, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a football player. We've all seen the movies, right, where they're so harsh. So it's kind of the same thing, but it's with fishing. It's like,
do you girls enjoy fishing?
my youngest one does. They've all gone fishing with me. My youngest one does, because her husband's an avid fisherman. He fishes for everything. Well, I think he's more like of a sandbass, and he likes to stay moving, and he's always up and down, and sit down. But yeah, my youngest one loves fishing. The older one, she's more into fitness. Her and her husband, they're both CrossFit instructors.
Okay.
Out in Rowlett, Texas, out there.
I'm into fitness too. I want to fit in this big old blue in my live well.
That's what I'm talking about. That is awesome.
Fitness.
That is awesome.
I got a shirt that says that. It's actually from Josh Brown, Backwoods, or whatever his company used to be called, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was on his shirt. Fitness. Well, man, we rolled right over an hour there, and man, I'll tell you that. Yeah, we. I'll tell you, I kind of expected the night to be this way, just by looking at some of the videos you've put out, and just kind of hearing a little bit of your story through some of the things I've paid attention to, and I really appreciate you sharing in detail what the parts of your story and your history that. Everyone, like I said, everyone goes fishing for a different reason.
Yes.
And actually, guys, that's the topic of tomorrow night's show on El Gato Azul TV's channel, which I think you're actually on that show tomorrow night, aren't you?
I'm actually on there with a panel tomorrow as well, so check it out.
Ooh.
Yeah. So their topic tomorrow night is why do you fish? And talking about what it is for different people, and what that means to them to get out in the water and what that experience means to them. So be sure to check that out tomorrow night. And
and I believe the trailer on my YouTube channel is actually called Why We Love to Fish. And it's more about other people that I showcased on there.
Yeah.
Pontoon Jody says she's also into fitting.
Put that little Debbie.
Fitting that little Debbie in her mouth. That's right.
Fitness little Debbie. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Freddie, I felt bad for you about the better cheddars until you went there with the Cooper River. Tim Molina saying thanks for the show. We've actually had Pontoon Jody and some other folks say that they really enjoyed listening to you, Charlie, tonight. That
awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
They've had a good time hanging out here with us as we have as well. Any final thoughts for anybody before we take off tonight? Anybody got anything?
I just want everyone to know that I'm very easy to approach or get a hold of. So if you guys have any questions about from video setups to the stuff that I use to the editing software, whatever, like I said earlier, you are the director and you are the director of marketing and vice president of yourself.
Yeah.
And then if you surround yourself by good people that are going to help you and spread the word about you, your channel or your tournament or, whatever the case may be, that's what you want. And then surround yourself with those people. And like I said, if you see my early videos in the beginning, oh God, they were torture. Every now and then I'll watch one, I'm like, God, they definitely gotten a lot better. I'm sure there's still a lot more I can do, but.
What is that you got on your head?
The River Chronicles?
River Chronicles? No, we're on the side. What is that?
Oh, yeah, check that out. Yeah, see that? There we go.
That's a fish hook with a fish.
With a fish. It's a catfish.
Catfish. Heck yeah. Well, I just so happen to know that Charlie has a few of these coming in soon.
Mm-hmm.
And he
I'm gonna show you our picture.
I just about forgot about it, to be completely honest with you. I was getting ready to shut the show down. But for the folks that are still hanging out with us, we still got 47 people tuned in. Let's give one away.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me bring a picture up so they can see.
And basically, I just want to say thanks to Charlie here for hanging out with us and having some fun. And if you'd like to have one of the hat clips that go on the bill of your hat with the catfish on it, let's see, we'll get that going there. We're just saying thanks to Charlie. Just put the word Charlie in chat. And do you have one there you want to show them?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the picture. I just showed it to you guys. Now I can't find it.
Okay, I'll wait for you to grab it, and then I'll fill you up on screen there. But real quick, just want to say thank you guys for tuning in with us another Tuesday night. We're having a good time. Appreciate you guys being here. We had a really good show tonight. Had a lot of people in chat. I think we're in the 70s. You find it?
Yep, I found it. See if y'all can see that.
Here we go.
So it is. There we go.
There you go. That's a blue cat. Blue cat.
Yep, that is a blue cat hat too.
That is cool. I like that.
So they're going to be donated, so you guys can give a couple away. There'll also be one for each one of you as well.
Hey,
I appreciate that.
We appreciate that. That's going to be awesome.
Heck yeah. If anyone has a channel with a logo you'd like to wear them on your feet, let me know. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's
tattoo my shoes. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you should see his work. Check him out. He's been on a few TV shows. He actually designed the NFL shoe that they presented for the Cowboys here a few years ago.
Really?
Yes. He's done a lot, and you'll see him. He'll have like on his TikTok, he'll have like little time lapses of him actually creating his work on the shoe. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a great gift for someone personalized.
I'll have to check that out. Whoops. I'm busted right there. I was fishing with Carl. Yeah.
There's Mr. Carl.
Checking it out.
Yeah, they have a great channel as well. There's a lot of great channels out there. A lot of good ones.
My brother says, great show. Love finding the new content on this channel. Real quick, Tim, have you caught any fish while you've been out there? I'm telling you right now, it is cold and rainy here. I don't know why he's out there fishing other than he just absolutely loves to fish.
I think he said he had one bite that stole his bait and his fingers were fixing to fall off. That was the comment he made earlier.
I missed that comment, so that answers my question.
Yeah,
is that your brother who's out fishing?
Yeah, my brother's out fishing right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And it's cold here. It's, about 40 degrees, and it's rained all day long today. So all right. Looks like we've seen the last couple entries come in with the word Charlie on it. Like I said, we're going to give away that hat clip. Just message me your information, and we'll get it out to you. So let it go. Hey, Trey's in the house. Trey, what's going on, buddy? I missed you earlier. All right, we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. Let's see who you're going to put a new.
Let's see.
It was snowing today. Greg Burgess.
Burgess.
There we go. Greg, I don't know if you have my contact information on Facebook. Let's see. We could throw my email at the bottom here real quick. Jeremy,
we can do that.
You got that? All right.
I got that, bro.
Congratulations, Greg. And again, hey, Eric's in the house too. What's up, buddy? I just reeled in. It's snowing again now. No kidding. Daggone.
That's rough.
And thank you, Donald. I see you just subbed up. So thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, the links are in the description. We've had folks dropping the links in chat tonight, so thank you guys for that. Jeremy has a new co-host.
Yeah, I know. Well, he just my son just stuck him here and left me with him. I don't know. He abandoned him. I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome.
So there you go. There's my email there at the bottom. Greg, if you want to send me your information, or if you've got me on Facebook, just hit me up there, and I'll get it over to Charlie here, and we'll get you hooked up.
Most definitely.
But from me here, we're going to head on out tonight and wrap things up. I know you got to get up early. I know I do too.
Oh yeah.
And, we'll be back. We'll be back here next Tuesday night. Same cat time, same cat channel. Good night, everybody.
You got it. We'll see you. Thank you, guys.